Hello little kids, how are you all? So welcome back to the new section of your English literature, chapter 4, Two Silly Goats, video number 3, and we are continuing with our chapter, and we have now reached page number 19 and 20, the activities part of our chapter. So we are just going to have a glance onto our story. Do you remember what our story was? Two Silly Goats? Yes, once there was a lovely village, and in that village lived two goats who were really similar. So there were no difference in between these goats, but they were proud of themselves. Both the goats were proud of themselves. They were selfish and they were very mean. So there happened to be a bridge in that village. And what happened? The bridge is too narrow. It is not wide, it's narrow. And only one person was allowed to cross, or only one person was able to cross the bridge at a time. So what happened is, when two or more person comes to the bridge, one used to wait till the other passed by. So it so happened the two goats came to both the ends at the same time. So what do you think might have happened in the story? They were not ready to move apart and wait for the other to leave. They were so proud and they thought they had the right of the way. And what did they do? They began to cross the bridge. But when they reached the middle of the bridge, there was no way for them to move apart. And what happened? They were shouting and yelling at each other. You dirty fellow, move from the bridge. I want to cross it. And finally, there began a big fight. And what happened? They were showing, they were attacking, and then finally, both the goats fell into the river and they drowned. They died. Okay, so that was our story. So today we are continuing with the activities. We do have two silly goats. So this is our chapter. Hope you remember this, isn't it? Now we are moving on to page number 19. Fill in the blanks. Okay, but you have to fill in the blanks using the adjectives. So, did you read the question properly, children? Fill in the blanks using the correct adjectives from the brackets. So, you don't have to use any word, you have to use the adjectives, and that too is given for you in the bracket. Now, read the words in the bracket, children. Silly, narrow, beautiful, lovely. Understood? Now, read it once more. Read after me. Silly, S-I-L-L-Y, silly. Narrow, N-A-R-R-O-W, narrow. Next word is beautiful, B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L, beautiful. Lovely, L-O-V-E-L-Y, lovely. Okay, so these are the words which are going to help you to fill in the answers. Now let's move on to our first sentence. The two goats lived in a village. So you have to describe the word, you have to describe the noun goats. The two goats lived in a village. What is the name of the lesson, children? That's a helping clue for you. What is the name of the lesson? Two silly goats, isn't it? So the two goats, we can write silly or, see, listen to just check the brackets, check the answers which are given for you. See, the first word itself you have silly. So you have your first answer as silly. The first four line you can fill as S-I-L-L-Y, silly, put the dot for I. So here is your first answer. Now the second question, repeat after me. The village was very dash. How is it described in the chapter? The village was very, just check, narrow. Is it? No, narrow is not the word. Beautiful, the village is beautiful. Of course it's beautiful. The village was very lovely. Now, which word is given in the lesson we have to see? So, just check the chapter. See here. Once upon a time there lived two silly goats in a dash village. What kind of village it is? A lovely village. So, answer to our question number 2 is the village was very lovely. So, this is a second answer right here. L-O-V-E-L-Y, lovely. Okay, now coming to the third question. Repeat after me, children. There was a dash river which flowed past the village. There was a dash river which flowed past the village. What kind of river was flowing past the village? See here, a narrow river, beautiful river. These are the two words left. Silly and lovely we have already used. We have put into the first and second sentence. So, the narrow and beautiful are the two words which are left. So, there was a dash river which flowed past the village. Narrow or beautiful? Narrow, we have described the bridge as narrow, but the river was quite big, isn't it? So, the last option is left is beautiful. Just see where the beautiful fits into the sentence. There was a beautiful river which flowed past the village. That is okay. So, beautiful is the answer. B, E, A. Be careful when you write the letters. See, should touch the lines. T shouldn't touch the first line. And then slant towards the right hand side. Put the cut for T and dot for I and write beautifully. Now coming to our last sentence. There was a dash bridge helping everyone to cross a river. There was a narrow or beautiful. We have to describe about the bridge. Okay, we are going to describe about the bridge. How is the bridge described in the story, children? It was very narrow. So, the last and final word left is also narrow. So, that is the answer. N-A-R-R-O-W, narrow. Understood? So, this is your fill in the blanks and these are the answers for it. Now, moving on to the next activity, answer the following. So, you know the answers, but I am going to help you to put these answers into complete sentences. That is how you have to reply to any questions, or if you need to write any question answer, this is how you have to write. Understood? So, now repeat after me. What kind of goats have you seen in the story? What kind of goats have you seen in the story? How are the goats described in the story? They were described as very silly goats, isn't it? And then something else also. They were very selfish and they were very proud, isn't it? So, the goats were silly goats. The two silly goats were very selfish and proud. So, what kind of goats have you seen in the story? The two silly goats in the story were very proud and selfish. Okay. Now, repeat after me. The two silly goats in the story were very proud and selfish. Repeat. The two silly goats in the story were very proud and selfish. Now write these answers. The two silly goats, G-O-A-T-S, In the story, in the story, S-T-O-R-Y, story, were, W-E-R-E, were, very, V-E-R-Y, very, proud, P-R-O-U-D, proud, and, A-N-D, and, selfish, S-E-L-F-I-S-H, selfish. Do not forget to put the dot, the full stop, okay, and dot for I. Now read the second question. What was the problem with the bridge? Repeat after me. What was the problem with the bridge? What was the problem with the bridge? The bridge was very narrow, isn't it? The bridge was very narrow. Repeat after me, children. The bridge was very narrow. The bridge was very narrow. That is the answer. Very good. Come on, write. T-H-E-D. The bridge. B-R-I-D-G-E. Bridge was. W-A-S. Was. Very. V-E-R-Y. Very narrow. N-A-R-R-O-W, narrow. Moving on to our next question, question number 3 in page number 20. We have moved on to the next page. And now read this, children. What did the goats do when they met each other on the bridge one day? So what did the goats do when they met on the bridge one day? What happened? They were what happened? They were attacking each other, they were showing each other, they were fighting, isn't it? So they were refusing for the other. They refused. They did not move away and give way for the other goat to pass by. So each goat refused to make way for the other one and began a big fight. Now repeat after me. Each goat refused to make way for the other and got in to a big fight. Repeat once more, children. Each goat refused to make way for the other and got in to a big fight. Okay, so that is the answer. Now write. E-A-C-H. Each goat. G-O-A-T. Each goat refused. R-E-F-U-S-E-D. Refused to make way. To make. M-A-K-E. Make way. W-A-Y. Way. For. F-O-R. For. The other. T-H-E. The other. O-T-H-E-R. Other. And. A-N-D. And. Got into. G-O-T. Got into, I-N-T-O, into, a big fight, a big, B-I-G, big, fight, F-I-G-H-T, fight. So that was our answer. So each goat refused to make way for the other and got into a big fight. Now you have to describe the moving on to the fourth question. Describe the village in your own words. So in your own words you can describe the village. So children, if you can write by yourselves. Parents need to check what they are writing. Your grammatical, there should not be any grammatical error. Okay. So if not, you can listen to me. Now see, describe the village in your own words. How can you describe your village? Oh, go back to the first page. There it is described as the village was lovely, isn't it? Even in the fill in the blanks we had a question about the village. The village was lovely and it was beautiful. Okay, so we can describe as the village was lovely and beautiful. Repeat after me. The village was lovely and beautiful. Repeat. The village was lovely and beautiful. Now write T-H-E, the village. It is not village. That's wrong. It's village. The village was lovely, L-O-V-E-L-Y, lovely, and beautiful, B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L, dot for I, cut for T, and the full stop. So these are your 4 question answers. So the last one is describe the village in your own words. See, the village was lovely and beautiful. So learn all these question answers at home because it helps you in improving a good language. You will be able to reply in complete sentence with little grammatical mistakes. Okay, you might have only very little or you might not have any grammatical mistakes. So learning these answers helps you in that. So if you can, please learn these question answers. So now we are moving on to, see, prepare your own sentences using the adjectives given below. So we have given certain adjectives, and using the adjectives you have to frame in a sentence. See the first one, silly. You have the word silly. So which are the 2 sentences? Just pause the video when you are watching and then think of as many sentences you can which has got the word silly in it. Okay, silly. For example, I'll tell you a sentence. I'm going to tell you a particular person's name. Okay, maybe Michelle. Michelle is a silly girl. Michelle is a silly girl. Now change the gender. Michelle I'm going to change into Ram. So girl becomes boy. Ram is a silly boy. Understood? See, you have to think of the sentence as many as times till you feel that the sentence is correct. Understood? So now, just now I told you a sentence. Ram is a silly boy. We can write it here. Now, Ram, R-E-M, Ram is a silly boy. The next line you have, again you have to make one more sentence with it. So, do not cry for silly reasons. Understood? Now write. do not cry for silly reasons. Understood? So now we are moving on to the next adjective, lovely. Already you have come across a sentence, the village was lovely and beautiful. So even that you can write, or maybe you have a lovely smile. I just love you smiling. Okay, I just love to see you people smiling. So I can tell you, you have a lovely smile. Or maybe I have a lovely face. Or your mother looks lovely. So you can make a numerous sentences with lovely. So now I am going to write here, Paris is a lovely place. Now the first sentence which you can write with lovely is capital Y-O-U-H-A-V-E, have, L-O-V-E-L-Y, lovely, smile, S-M-I-L-E, smile. And your second sentence can be, I have a lovely pet. I have, H-A-V-E, have, a L-O-V-E-L-Y, lovely, pet, P-E-T, pet, full stop. So these are your two sentences with lovely. Now moving on to the next word, beautiful. That is such a simple word, beautiful. You are beautiful, or I am beautiful, my mother is beautiful. Paris is a beautiful place, isn't it? So you can make numerous sentences with the word, with the adjective lovely also. So now think of, I told you after each sentence when I tell you, you have to think of for many sentences, pick out any two from that and just recall it in your mind till you feel that sentence is correct. Okay. There might be mistakes. You can tell your parents or your siblings who are near to you. So our next word anyway is beautiful. The first sentence can be, now today is such a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Understood? So see here, we can write it is a beautiful day, but for a change I am going to write it's. So what happens? See, it and is I am going to combine. So how will you write together? So you can write I, T, and instead of IS, you can just put an apostrophe and write S. So this is it's. Okay, which means it is. So this is a way to write it's. It's a beautiful day. Okay. Your next sentence is Paris is a beautiful place. Okay. So capital P, name of a place, P-A-R-I-S, and you are beginning a sentence also. Paris is a beautiful place. So this was your last adjective, last activity for your chapter 2 silly goats. So now children, I hope you have watched the video, all the 3 videos. I hope you know the chapter, you know the story, and I hope you have done the worksheets also. Please keep an account of the difficult words in the chapter which will be given to you in the notes, and be ready for the next chapter. Keep all the grammar portions in your mind. So that is all for this video, this chapter. Stay healthy and happy at home, children. Bye.